Oh, fucking hot in here, guys. It is 80 degrees, bro. 80. That trial was crazy. I don't understand why they didn't find him guilty. Rick Chow. I have a bunch of receipts there. And a few I'm gonna. Let me take omeprazole. It helps with bleeding and ulcers, so which I have been bleeding lately. Oh. Oh boy, it is hot. Echo, is it hot outside?
It's 79 degrees right now, with today's high being 84. Tomorrow's forecast shows it'll be even warmer, reaching 91 degrees.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, 91 degrees is definitely getting into the stay indoors with the AC territory. Plus, with that air quality alert tomorrow, it's shaping up to be a real double whammy.
How you doing, Alexander? I'm. I. Please no spamming. I am. It's hot now. I have the AC on.
Doing great. Smart move cranking up that AC, with temps hitting the upper 70s and climbing to 91 tomorrow. You're definitely ahead of the game. And hey, no worries about the rapid fire questions. I'm built for this kind of thing.
Echo, stop. People. People come in. They spam, spam, spam. They gotta get block, block, block. It's only 7:30. 7:30. Almost 7:30 p.m. Can't believe it. I didn't see it, but I feel it. And you think to me, how's everyone doing today? Good? I'm alright. It's hot. I'm just trying to close this Let's see, it is hot. I am as well. So this is French fries and cheeseburgers. I don't eat that much, so this is like to feed for me, really to feed two people. But whew. I'm gonna let everybody know I'm live. My laptop. I gotta plug it in, plug it in. I am not okay. I'm getting by. Losing track again. Sleeping late at night. I know I can't be. Whew. What the hell? I thought I had this plugged in. Plug it in. Plug it in. And plug it out. Where's all my viewers at? Oh, look at the lab. Oh, look.
Hey guys, thanks so much for checking out my show. Really appreciate it. Please click to subscribe. Really appreciate all of your support for my channel and everybody who subscribed. I know the background's kind of weird. I'm actually in the News Nation garage. This is where we keep our cars in our office. And our neighbors actually play really loud music, but they just turn their music off, so it's not too loud right now. But this is where I actually spend a lot of time where people haven't really seen. But I wanted to get into the latest on the Nancy Guthrie investigation. It's now been 124 days since Nancy Guthrie vanished from her home in Tucson, Arizona. More than 4 months at this point, which is kind of crazy to wrap your mind around. I remember when I said it's now been 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, now 4 months at this point.
Yep.
And some of you have been asking this question, like, what if they never find Nancy Guthrie? What if they never find Nancy Guthrie's remains? And coming up in this episode, I have a really interesting guest. And I'm gonna talk to literally the top expert on no body homicide investigations. The question of how do you prosecute someone if you never find a body? And
it's hard.
That actually does happen. It's not always easy. It's actually harder for prosecutors, but it does happen. And my guest is going to explain how that would work with the Nancy Guthrie case based on everything that we know so far. If she's never found, and I hate to think like that, and I obviously think of the Guthrie family and
deserve justice,
them getting closure and all of that. So hopefully it won't come to that. But if she is never found, could they still prosecute the case? He's going to explain that. And again, he's like the top expert on it. And also, this was interesting. He explains what mistake he thinks was made and is being made that will make it harder for the prosecutors when they get into court. And I'm not talking about the crime scene being cleared quickly. I know that's something that's already been brought up a lot, but there's something else.
How's everyone doing today?
He zeroed in on that he says
there's only one person here, but
when this goes to court, and he's going to explain that. So super interesting guest coming up in a few minutes, a little bit later in the episode. But first, I wanted to go through a new interview Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos gave. It was just released, at least I just saw it, a lot of people are just seeing it. But it seems that it's an interview actually from several weeks ago from a local TV affiliate that was just now posted. But every time I see a new interview with Sheriff Nanos, I always...
How's mine's alright. A little back pain, but I'm good.
In it, anything that I haven't heard before that I find interesting. So that's what I did with this interview too. And I found it interesting. The sheriff specifically talked a lot about relying on labs. He kept saying that they're relying on labs plural, and that was part of the reason that this is taking so long. And he's talking about the labs obviously analyzing the DNA. And I've been told for a while that there are multiple labs involved in analyzing the DNA.
I do. I go to PT. I go to physical therapy.
That was found in Nancy's house that I reported on. And I've also learned that it is a rootless hair, which I've told you guys before, but that comes into play now with the sheriff talking about labs. Because when there is no root on a hair, it is harder to get DNA off of. When there's a root on the hair, when you pull your hair out and the root is still attached, there's a lot of DNA on that, and they've been able to get DNA off the root of hairs for a long time. But when there is no root and it's a rootless hair, it's harder and it takes specialists, and there are only select labs, I'm told, around the country that can get DNA off of a rootless hair, or at least that are pros at doing it and have done it before.
Wow.
And it's specialty. So that is likely what he's talking about when he says multiple labs and that it's taking a long time. Also, we know that they're attempting to do IgG, investigative genetic genealogy.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
It takes multiple labs. So when he said labs plural, that is the reason why, I believe. The sheriff also said there is what he called a positive to this in terms of it taking a long time and sort of where we're at right now in the investigation. He said, quote, people are working and doing their best to stay within those rules.
Hello, Tyler.
No one wants to arrest the wrong person. So I think what he's trying to say is the positive in them being careful and taking their time is they don't want to arrest the wrong person. And when he said that, it made me think about the two raids that we so frankly know so little about. You guys remember I was at both of those raids early on. The first one was in Rio Rico, near the border with Mexico, when I got the call that something was going down in Rio Rico, raced towards the Mexican border, went way too fast. Hopefully my boss isn't watching. But got there, and remember they had detained that guy Carlos, and there was the whole big federal search warrant that happened there, and I immediately interviewed the mom, who said, no, there's no way Carlos would be involved. But anyway, remember, he ended up being let go. And so that was someone that appears to be...
Cops do fuck up a lot, though.
And he ended up being a delivery driver, so I believe that that's the reason that he was targeted in that instance. Maybe his phone or something connected him back to being near the house because of a delivery that he was doing. But that was the first raid, and then there was the second raid, which was near Nancy's house, just a couple miles away, that was after that first one. And that one I actually thought really was it, because there was so much FBI there, and there were so many federal agents, and they searched the house all night long. That was the one where I ended up being very, very close within the perimeter.
Yeah.
But that also ended up being nothing, it seems. I mean, no one will comment about them. The lawyers representing the people there say they saw them see the search warrant, so we don't know exactly why they were so interested in that house or that person. But again, it doesn't seem like it's connected to Nancy's disappearance based on everything I know. So I just thought that was interesting, because the sheriff's saying they're trying to do everything right now and protect also innocent people. Think back to those two raids, which were apparently misses, which you don't see that happen very much in investigations. So apparently they're being really careful right now. Sheriff Nanos also said that, and this was a quote from his interview, DNA doesn't just lead to a suspect, it also exonerates those who are innocent, which, again, going back to the raids, I thought was interesting when you consider what happened. Both of those people were detained, and they ended up, again, it appears, having nothing to do with the Nancy Guthrie case, and they now have lawyers, too. I mean, they're obviously really upset about it being dragged into this whole thing. So I'll stay on top of all that. I've been in touch with their lawyers. I mean, the search warrants haven't been made public, but it's something that I'm really, really interested in. So I'll stay on that. But back to today's episode, I want you to hear my conversation with Tad Diabasi.
I'll be back later tonight, guys. Take you.
Talk to